I want to start off by welcoming up here a great cheerleader for the community, for the area, your mayor, Billy Russell. He's done so much. He's not looking for credit, but he deserves it. And it was selfless, right? It was about the entire region. It was about doing a lot of things. And I want to welcome him up here to say a few words and welcome everybody here.
Thank you, CD. Again, I want to welcome everybody here today. A couple of quick points that I want to let everybody know. Without support of my family, who's all here today, this would have been possible. And thank you all for supporting me. Secondly, thanks to FS, Tri-County FS, and Dave Lewis and his board for letting us host here today. What a wonderful facility and how it's all set up nice. I also would like to thank the Jerseyville City Council who supported me through this to help move this forward in the community. If they could all stand up for a moment if they're here. Richard, Gary. All my support staff, the girls up at City Hall, Kathy Ward, Shelley and Denise, Jeff Soar, who's my right hand, Alan Golan, Brad Blackerby, Scott Whipple, Jeff Wilson, John Miles, Jack Metcalf, and Tyler Hermans. JEDC, without this being possible, these are business people in our community that have worked with us from day one for over 3.5 years through all the ups and downs, trying to bring this to our community. There was a lot of times that we get on a high and thought it was coming and then we get shot out of the saddle. But we stayed the course. We stayed the course because this is about young people. This is about opportunities in our community for youth to be able to stay here, have life-sustaining jobs, be givers to our communities instead of people taking from our communities, an opportunity to lower tax base in our community with economic development and growth, which is huge for all of us to be able to say. So, we kept the mission, kept the focus. The nice part about all this is the support of all you people in the community. I know you've been wondering what this is, and there was a lot of times we just weren't at liberty to kind of let that cat out of the bag. But the right person is on board now, and everybody's going to get a chance to meet that person today and hear what that vision is. Also, we have great schools, a great community, and every business that's in this room today is going to have a chance to be more successful. How do you create more business? You get more people into your doors. So, that's been the goal. Another point, we're ready to build partnerships with businesses wanting to come to our community, which we feel that's very important, that we're going to be moving forward soon on that economic side. And the City of Jerseyville and the Jerseyville Economic Development Corporation and the Jersey County Business Association will be working hard and working together to make all this happen. So, as far as, one point that I would like to talk about, there's an individual today who's not able to be here, and his name's Rob Higgins. Well, I want everybody to know in this room, without Rob's constant conversations, and I had daily conversations with him, and Tim had daily conversations. Rob had a vision of what this could be. And he asked me almost 4 years ago to help him move this vision forward, and it was a good vision. And John and Mary, Rob's kids, was his main concern, having something to leave to his children. And Lisa's here today. But I want everyone to know that without Rob starting this conversation, we all wouldn't be standing in this building today. I know that Rob's looking down and smiling, so he's happy. Someone else that I've had huge respect for in this community is an individual by the name of Butch Whitman, who 4 years ago attended the first meeting with me at America's Central Court. And when Butch and I were riding back in the car, Butch said, "Billy, don't let go of this. This is huge. This is important. It's one of the few opportunities that this community, this county, and this region will have to move forward." And he felt very committed to that message, that chances like this don't come along every day for a community of our size. And this is huge. So I want to thank Butch. I want to thank Dave Loki for supporting me when I worked for Dave, to be able to spend all the time away from work that I did to move this forward. Bartlett and West, who give us Jeff Risley and Tim Carr to move all this forward. The support of Congressman Davis and Representative Davidsmeyer and Senator McCann and the governor's office. This is not about politics, people. This is about us all succeeding. This is about both sides working together. We need to get the highway to Jerseyville, so we all need to work together. This is about commerce. This is about everybody in this room succeeding and the youth of our community succeeding. So it should not be political. It should be for the betterment of all of us. It's going to be hard for me to remember, like I said, everybody that I need to thank, and if I missed you, I truly apologize. But we've been on a mission. Keeping the school district, the college, the partnership with Lewis and Clark, the Southwestern School District, Calhoun, what we've done to create our enterprise zone all the way to Root House, all the way to Godfrey, to Brighton. We sent this message. I've attended numerous council meetings, worked with local mayors. Mayor Walker supporting us from Alton here today. What a great accomplishment that the city of Alton has done. We all know, I attended the Southwest Conference of Mayor's Council last week. We all know the only way that we're going to change our communities is through business growth and development and getting more people interested in being here. Bill Strand, thank you so much for everything you've done. Sherry Albrecht and Michael Ward, what a fantastic job you've done. I think I'll use my time up. Again, I want to thank my family, my mom, my wife Cindy, my kids Tyler and Erica, and my in-laws. Thank you all.
Yeah, it takes a selfless person to move forward on in a regional way. We all know that this is going to impact our entire area and the state of Illinois, and it's exciting to see this moving forward. Really quick, I want to take some time to say a few thank yous here. I assume Tri-County keeps this building this clean all the time. I say that jokingly. In our shop, it never looks like this. I want to thank them for taking the time to shut down for a couple days and really cleaning this place up and making it look good, because it looks great in here. So thank you guys for having us here. I want to thank Jerseyville Downtown for all the refreshments that you'll see in the back. I tried to steal a cookie, they wouldn't let me earlier, so it was displayed too nicely. So thank you guys for that. Appreciate it. We've got the Jersey Community High School National Honor Society and Key Club serving refreshments. Got some young people out here that are going to make a difference in the community. They're already making a difference in the community community now, but they're going to make a better, greater difference in the future. So I want to say thank you. It was mentioned earlier, all the local businesses who have been involved, whether it's through the Economic Development Council or through the Business Association, or whatever your involvement may have been. I want to say thank you to all of you for all you've done, because you know this is going to have a great impact on all of your businesses as well. So thank you. Now I've got a long list of elected officials to read. I want to, obviously, Mayor Bill Russell's here. I'm going to start local, because a lot of this stuff, all this stuff starts local, and I appreciate all the local work that was done on the ground by everyone right here. So Mayor Bill Russell, Gary Getton, Richard Perdun, Steve Pullman, Kevin Stork. Those are all members of the doing all the work you've done. And if we have some Jersey County board members here, if you could stand up and give us a wave. I know there are a few members of the board. I really appreciate all of your support. I know we have Pam Warford, I saw her, our county clerk. I don't know if our Sheriff Wimmersburg, is he here? Gib Ashlock, County Treasurer, there in the back. Ben Getton, our State's Attorney, right over here. Thank you. And Charles, I'm gonna mess this up. My cousin Hubner. So my aunt, her last name spelled the same way, was Hubner. So I knew I was going to mess it up. Hubner, I appreciate it. Thank you for all you do. We had a couple of state reps confirmed that we're going to be here. I don't know, is Avery Bourne here? Is she able to make it over? She'll pop in at the end for the cookies and stuff. Monica Bristow, thank you for coming. She's new to the General Assembly and she's great to work with, so I appreciate her being here. I haven't seen our senators, Durbin or Duckworth, but we got somebody from Duckworth's office. We appreciate you being here. And I had a meeting just the other day with another railroad in Durbin's office, and so we work together on a lot of these issues. Congressman Shimkus, I don't believe he was able to make it today. Senator McCann, I know he is here. I did not see him. There he is. Thank you for all you do. We appreciate it. We also have invited Senator Menard and Senator Hayne. I'm not sure if they were able to make it today, but we appreciate all their support since this will have an effect on their regions as well. All right, I think we made it through all of the elected officials. Did I miss anybody that would like to be announced? Anybody who's not an elected official that wants to be announced? Now, with that said, I want to say give a little quick introduction. My friend Congressman Davis is here. He has been an integral part of this as we talk about investment in infrastructure and things of that sort. His office and him personally have been very involved from day one on this project, and we're looking forward to everything that we can do as a nation, as a state, to help make this project the best it can be for our region. So I want to invite my friend Rodney Davis up here to say a few words.
Thank you, CD. We were wondering how many non-elected officials were in the room. But you know what? That's a good problem to have when there's that much interest in elected officials and there's that much interest not just in this community, but in the region. I want to offer my congratulations to Mayor Walker. I voted for you. But you know what? We want to see Alton have big things happen to them. And it's great to see Alton recognized. It's also great to see so many from outside this area here today, because you recognize the importance to this region and to the Midwest of what this project's all about. Mayor McCormick, I don't know where you went, Mayor, there, sitting a little too close to me. I felt your presence, I really did. We were chatting in the back. You said, I'm here because what's good for Jerseyville is good for God. What's good for Jerseyville is good for Taylorville. What's good for Jerseyville is great for the Metro East and the rest of our communities. I really like the name Project Panther, because a lot of us in government, when we go and ask you to vote for us to run for office, we always talk about making sure we have the job opportunities for the kids who graduate from our local schools to stay here and to raise their families. And to have the high schoolers here that I got a chance to meet and get pictures with earlier, this is all about you and your generation and the next generation. But it takes generations before where we are today to get to this point. It's building blocks. It's elected officials before. It's policymakers. It's the people who have been in the seats of the folks that got introduced not too long ago that helped get to this point. I can't help but think of Don Miller, who worked so hard on Corridor 67. Somebody who had a long-term vision of what could happen to this region if we had the transportation infrastructure. John Power, a good friend of mine we've known for 20 plus years. And all he's ever talked to me about was Corridor 67. This is the type of investment that their long-term vision had in mind decades ago, that's now because of the leadership of people like Mayor Billy Russell and the city council here and Sherry Albright and the local leaders. That's why you're going to get that 1,000 jobs. That's why you're going to see this investment continue to grow for this entire community. I mean, there's no better spot than Jerseyville to be positioned with your proximity to the America's Central Port. You've got the roads, you've got the river, you've got the proximity to St. Louis, and most of all, as you can tell by today, you got the local community support. And I know, Billy, there were a lot of folks, not me of course, that thought during our first meeting, maybe this is kind of a chaotic project. Really, 1,000 jobs? But you know what? I want to welcome Tim Carr with Kansas City Southern, and Zach Markwell with Stoneman. These are the guys that recognize the potential here and made sure that Billy Russell's vision and Jerseyville's vision came into a reality today. I'm proud to be here, but I gotta introduce one person that didn't get a chance to be introduced that I gotta give a lot of credit to, and that's my staffer, Philip Hussein. Philip, where are you at? Philip has been in every meeting on my behalf that I can't go to, being across country 3 weeks out of the month. But there's nobody who's got a tougher job in the world, because he's actually got my old job that I had with John Shimkus. So, talk about micromanaging. But Philip was saying, works hard on behalf of the constituents that I'm blessed enough to serve. And I can't thank you enough, Philip, for what you've done today. You deserve all the credit for our office. And I thank you, and I thank every single one of you for everything you've done. And more importantly, what we're going to do to continue to work together to finish the road, and also make sure this project becomes an anchor for other development in the Metro East. Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to steal his thunder on Philip earlier, but yeah, Philip's been, and he's kept me up to speed on a lot of things when I can't be at meetings, so I appreciate him keeping in touch with my office as well. He does a great job for you, Congressman. Now I'm going to introduce some of the folks that came that are going to get this thing rolling. No pun intended. I'm going to start with Tim Carr from the Kansas City Southern Railroad. They have been great, absolutely great to work with. They know the impact on our local communities, and they want to make this the best thing possible for our region. So, Tim, if you'd like to come up and say a few words, I'd appreciate it.
February 1st. KCS has a prepared response I'll talk about here. Kansas City Southern is pleased to be here in Jerseyville today to participate in the announcement of the Mid-American International Gateway Business Park. We would just like to thank the City of Jerseyville. We'd like to thank Stonemont Financial Corporation, the State of Illinois officials, the Jerseyville community for the work towards this economic development. KCS is proud to be the rail transportation provider for this new business park. We look forward to the great growth opportunities and the possibilities of this type of investment. We just want to thank you guys again and in support of KCS and your community. So thanks for having me.
They have been, obviously, since this is based around rail, they've been an integral part of this, and we really appreciate all their work. He's a man of more words in our meetings, and he does a great job keeping us on the right track. Okay. All right. A little punny joke right here. So, that said, I'm going to introduce our friend from Stonemont Financial, Zach Markwell. He's the one that's coming through. He's going to get this thing done for us. He's taken a very community-oriented approach to this, and that's what we need. We don't want anybody coming in here telling us what we want. We want him to come in and ask what we want. And this is the person that's doing it. We really appreciate all the work that he's doing on our behalf.
And first, before I get started, I will tell you that they asked me to do one of the hardest things I've ever had to do here, and that is temper my excitement on this project and keep it short and sweet today. So, I'll tell you who I am. I'm your new honorary resident of Jerseyville. I love being here. My name is Zach Markwell, CEO of Stonemont Financial Group. We are a privately held real estate investment firm based in Atlanta, Georgia. We currently have $2.2 billion under management, making us not the smallest and by far not the biggest. But what I will tell you is that we are different. People ask me all the time, Zach, what do you do? What do you invest in? Office, industrial, retail? Well, sure, we do all of that. But we do it differently. What we do, we invest in community. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, is that we don't look at real estate as sticks and bricks. We look at it as a pathway for opportunity. And so, when I left an investment bank years ago, I thought there was a better way to do it. Rather than bouncing around the country on an airplane and building buildings, and flipping those buildings, selling them, leaving scorched earth behind, and moving on to the next one. Several people that do that, and they make a great living doing it. It's just a different path than what I want to do. I wanted to go in, develop long-term relationships with my clients, with my partners, and most importantly with my communities, so that if I build those relationships, I always have a place to come back to for home and do other projects. I don't know how many projects, I can't think of one right offhand that we've done and haven't tried to come back to that community and build more around it. And you know, this is, if you talk to me outside of here and ask me about this project, after the first hour of telling you about it, I'm still going strong. It excites me. People ask me, how can you get excited about the sticks and bricks of this? Why does this drive you so much? Like, I can't go off, don't have anywhere to fish, so this is what I do. But I take it a step further for this project. This project hits a lot closer to home to me than just any of the other projects that we're doing around the country. It's not the biggest, it's not the smallest, but it's the most important to me, and I'll tell you why. I grew up about 150 miles from here, in a town very, very similar to this. Grew up around soybeans and corn, and around the same opportunities that are available here today were in my hometown. When I left to go to college, my parents, when it was time to graduate and return home, really pushed me and my brothers and sisters to stay out, to go to other parts of the country, find opportunities where we could excel. That seemed natural to me because everybody in my town did that. To find opportunity, they had to go other places. So it didn't really strike me until I became a parent. And I've got 2 young kids now, and just thinking about having to push them out from where we live just to go find opportunity, it really hits home. I think about my parents now that have to travel around the country to see their grandkids. And so my mission, and one thing that I wanted to do in founding this company over a decade ago, was that whenever we did developments, at some point I wanted to come back home and do something for our community and for our region. And this is that project. This project is great for Jersey. It's great for Illinois, it's great for Missouri, but it's bigger than anything that I'm naming here. And the name of this project, going from Project Panther, which I liked as well, is Mid-American International Gateway Business Park. It's a lot to say, but it has a lot of meaning behind it. What we're doing is connecting this region to the rest of the world. And so all the products, both north and southbound, on that rail line that Tim just talked about, that's going to be running through here and connecting the world to the Midwest. So it excites me. And so I look forward coming back here in 5 years and 10 years, driving on 67 Congressman, where are you? And arriving at our park and seeing these, the high school folks we have with us today, look at the opportunities that they have and be able to make that decision. Do they want to move away? Do they want to stay here for all the opportunities we're bringing to this community? So I am very, very excited to be part of this community. It's a homecoming for me. It's exactly what we set out to build this firm around, and I look forward to doing it with all of you. One of the questions that I got today in a session earlier this morning is, what's the biggest risk? And we live in a business where there's things coming at us from all different directions and risk surround us. But the number one risk by far when we do these developments and we change communities like this is that the community doesn't accept it. The community doesn't push it forward. We can put all the money in the world in it, and we can put all the design professionals that are here with us today, and we can put everything behind it, but without the support of the community and the region and the business leaders, these projects don't move forward. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for that, for making this a homecoming project for me, for our firm, and for doing all of this with you. I get to take credit for all the hard work that everybody else has done, and thank you. We look forward to being part of the community.
Let me say welcome home. Thank you. Thank you. All right. When the mayor mentioned Rob Higgins, I remember a rainy day. I was about to leave on a Friday, my office up in Jacksonville, and he walked in and started talking about this railroad facility. And I'm thinking, what? What are you talking about? And we kept moving forward, kept talking about it. More people got on board, and I knew things were starting to come together when the railroad was calling us, right? Right? They were interested. We're looking at major investment. We're looking at major impact to our region, but this is impacting the entire Midwest. Right? This project is going to be huge. There are major corporations talking about building their infrastructure around this place, right? Major international corporations are talking about distribution from Jerseyville, right? Everybody thinks this can only happen in Indianapolis or Chicago or someplace like that. No, it's happening right here. And you know why? Because we see the opportunity, right? The people right here in this room see the opportunity. These guys over here saw why they should invest in a great region, great community like Jerseyville and Jersey County. And so, from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you to you guys. I want to say thank you to Mayor Russell. I want to say thank you to everyone who had even a small part in supporting this project. Because I appreciate being part of it. I appreciate being brought in and kept up to speed. And I know there's still a lot of work that we need to do as far as infrastructure and things of that sort. And we look forward to working on that on a bipartisan basis. But this is going to be a huge impact. And when I use the word opportunity, we're not talking about just a rail facility. We're talking about distribution, manufacturing, everything that you can think of is going to be in our region. And we need to do the best to continue to prepare our young kids to be the future leaders of this area and the future workers in this area. I always joke a little bit and say, if I ever have to tell my kids that they can't move back home, my wife is going to kill me. A project like this ensures that we don't have to tell our kids they can't come home, right? So thank you all for coming out. This is a huge project, and don't let up. We're still working on it, but I appreciate you coming out and supporting us. Thank you very much.